prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as... Look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take him!
Hey, what's up guys? It's Tasteless here with Artosis. How you doing, dude?
I am doing so well, Tasteless. I'm very excited to see who's going to take the lead. They are tied 1-1. It is down here in the bottom right of Shakur's Plateau. Nerchio, the amazing European Zerg player, against Mana, the amazing Protoss player from Europe, in the bottom left.
We got amazing versus amazing here.
Amazing, even.
That's right. This is when amazing gets multiplied. These guys are actually both so fun to watch.
Yeah,
especially this sexy little Zerg player over here is really starting to grow on me.
Is he?
Nerchio is really good.
Well, I have to tell you that Mana was actually one of the Protosses that I really was watching a lot way back. And one of the reasons that I actually wanted to try out Protoss for a while, being a Zerg player myself normally and switching over to Protoss, I looked at his play, I said, you know what? This guy's bringing a lot of StarCraft 1 into StarCraft 2, and that's exactly what I like.
Yeah, he's a very tricky player to play against. I actually played against Mana in the USA versus Poland.
Yeah.
StarCraft 1 Nation War, and barely won. He is just so sneaky.
Yeah, he is a sneaky guy, man. There's no doubt about that. I can speak for all my American Terran friends and saying we never liked playing Mana, even though I played him many times. So, if we take a look here, it's going to be a pool first. Will he get a gas or not? And the answer is yes, Tasteless. He will get a gas. Thank you for asking.
No problem. I answered it in a cough.
Yeah?
I speak in coughs.
Do you?
Yes, it's not easy.
How do you say my name in coughs? That's that's more of a throat clearing than a cough.
Well, the language has a lot of different ways in which it operates. We can see the probe is over here. He is waiting, or she, if it's a girl probe, is waiting to see if a drone's going to come down. That way, if the drone comes down, he builds a pylon, and then he can go elsewhere.
Well, we can tell it's not a girl probe, or it would have been rallied into a heart shape, much like Hux probes normally are. And
check, look under the probe. No? Alright.
Not happening.
Not happening.
Well, we do have a Forge and a Nexus going up. I love the Nexus first by Mana. He knows the timing of these Zerglings. He knows that he can stop them with just a simple wall here. Shakur's Plateau, a great map for Forge Fast expansions. In fact, if you don't do it, you better be Liquid Tyler, because that's the only guy I'm going to accept not doing a Forge Fast expand in PvZ on this map.
Yeah, there's only a very small number of people that can really get away with anything like that. It looks like Pylon, okay, Pylon is being warped in right now. Meanwhile, the Zerglings heading towards the Protoss's base. The cannon isn't ready, but look at that.
Yeah, very good.
Wall in.
Very nice time. He's going to have to be careful of that probe. Probably wants to try to keep it alive as long as possible. Good targeting down. If they have an extra probe on the outside of that wall, it can be very frustrating as Zerg trying to expand more.
Looks like this pylon was destroyed, but while that was all going on, up here, we have another expansion.
Yeah,
although it's already been spotted.
Yeah, well, it's just, he just has decided by doing that, he has told Mana, hey, I'm either going to do some crazy all into you, or I'm going 3-base, and it's very obviously a 3-base.
That was interesting. What do you think about this? He was building, was that a Cybernex core building there?
Gateway, actually.
Gateway, alright, that's what it was.
Oh, I was like,
wait a minute, because I saw him move out and then cancel. I was like, what is he doing?
No, that's one way I like to do it as well, Taste. That gateway is so big, it can really help with the actual wall off, especially considering you have to build it before your other gateway is done, and then you just cancel before it's done. Throw up the Cybernex core with a small hole. That type of play can be quite beneficial for Protoss. You can get through there very much easier.
The Cybernex core is done, and we're actually going to see a sort of a StarCraft 1-esque Protoss versus Zerg. It's going to be 3-base against 2-base.
Yeah, Zerg always going to want to stay at least 1 base up on Protoss, and it has to really work on droning because, of course, the Chrono Boost helps Protoss keep up on probes. In fact, look at those numbers. 30 probes to 26 drones, despite queens and multiple hatcheries being out. Zerg will jump ahead eventually, but Mana will keep up pretty well overall, so that's It's something that's a lot harder to get ahead of on, unlike StarCraft 1.
You know, it's interesting to see how much Mana is utilizing scouting probes here. I feel like I'm watching a non-Korean Sage here. You know, the Sage from the GSL. By the way, check us out at the GSL, GoMTV.net. You see what I did there? I'm sneaky. I slipped that in. But seriously, this, you know, he's scouted so well so far, everything. And that's really the sign of a good Protoss player.
It truly is. I mean, you need to know what's going on. If you don't know, if you have no idea if he took that additional base, if you don't know if he's droning, then, you know, all sorts of different things can come at you. He can come at you with quick drops, a Baneling Rush, a Roach Rush, all sorts of things. Even quick Mutalisks we've seen occasionally from time to time. But just sacrificing a few probes here and there, Mana has gained great amount of information. And he's going to be able to react to what he's seen. He's making the starport. He's making a couple more gateways. And no doubt we're going to see some Void Ray play. And in fact, look at that. He actually misplaced that Cybernetic core and cannon just slightly. So he's going to have to kill his own forge. That's always very annoying as a Protoss. You don't want to have to do that, but it happens, Stasis. It happens.
It does. It's too bad, though, because, you know, having to remake the forge like that, his upgrades might be a little bit delayed. We already know the Zerg, as you can see here, is upgrading away, so he's going to have to focus later on in the game with some of his chrono boosts on that forge, get those upgrades out. Don't let the Zerg stay out of you.
Definitely. Now we do have a Roach Horn on the way, a +1 range attack, speed for Zerglings almost done, and once again we have a random amount of Zerglings, 6 Zerglings being made for our Zerg player. And of course you need a few Zerglings out, you know, you do need to scout some. In fact, he's giving himself a sizable speedling force. Now what this is going to do, it's a two-pronged thing, Tasis. It's going to give him enough units that he feels a little bit safer if Protoss moves out sometime soon. You know, he can do little things like that, make him waste some force fields, run up, run down, just kind of control the map a little bit. But it's mostly a safe feeling. What else it does is it reduces the amount of drones he's going to have. So it's actually going to hurt his economy a little bit to feel a bit safer. And that's a line every Zerg has to decide where that is for them.
The Lings are out now on the map, and obviously, I think another factor for that is that there's been so many scouting probes here. He's like, all right, I need to make sure this doesn't happen anymore. Now we have the Void Ray Phoenix combination here. This is, I personally love using this technique. Take out Overlords, take out Quick Terminus if you can when they start, pick up Queens. You might even be able to take out a Hatchery if they didn't expand as soon as our Zerg did in this case, but it's a great way to start out.
Quite true. Now a fully charged Void Ray is out. That's pretty fearsome, Tasis. I'd love to see a lift. Beautiful lift there. We'll be able to take out this Queen most likely, but another Queen coming out. Oh, in fact, 2 Queens flanking.
Spore Crawler too.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Ooh, that was well done.
That's pretty huge because he made the 3 Phoenixes. The Phoenixes are not as useful unless the Void Ray is there to accompany them.
Yeah, you really need to jump up to like 10 Phoenixes to really feel comfortable with them without a Void Ray accompanying them. So that was actually a great little Queen flank that we saw by Nerchio, very quickly sending his Queen out across the no creep area.
Nice job here. Nerchio has 1 Zergling here, just a spot to see when this expansion is going to be taken. He's got to be careful. If he doesn't force field this perfectly, it could be pretty bad. Those are just sentries and 3 zealots.
And nice force fields, in fact. Oh my God, traps a bunch of Zerglings. Yeah, very well done. Oh, could have force field that ramp, missed that, but those Zerglings are pretty trapped.
You know, he should have used those Zerglings to get some of the sentries and get even more force fields forced out. And because he didn't do that, he should have enough to hold off any roaches coming in here. That'll be enough time to get cannons up and everything else.
Indeed. Now these roaches going to go around, see if they can find something to do, but plenty of force fields are there for Mana, and his Phoenixes, as they regain more and more energy, will pick off what they can. You know, this is the great thing about going for an opening with Void Rays and Phoenixes involved. They're active unit stasis all game long. You can use them to try to gain little tiny edges.
So we see Zerg expanding again over here as well as here. So he's basically taking over almost the entire right side of the map right now. Protoss just waiting to get this Nexus complete. So Mana is definitely getting behind. It's going to be 3 bases against 5 bases, and even the Zerg's 4th base will start up before this the Protoss is 3rd.
You know, that was very well said, Tasis. I'm actually really gaining a lot of respect for Nerchio here. He's understanding that, oh my God, you know what? He forged fast expanded into a Void Ray that did nothing and then took a pretty quick 3rd that's safe because it's Shakuras. Well, hell, I'm going to make 2 more hatches. So it's awesome, awesome play by Nerchio right now.
you know, if you ever, guys, those Zerg players, if you ever see, actually hold that thought. Okay, thought's done being held.
That's a lot of roaches.
You can always expand more against players who are getting Stargates.
Yeah, that's very true.
Once, especially when the layer's done, it's much easier because, you know, Phoenix says they're great against, you know, taking out drones and stuff, but they can't pick up buildings.
No, they can't pick up
Hate to
buildings
blow
at
your
all.
minds that somebody's like, they can't.
He's like,
That's right,
no
man.
way. Once I cast it on a barracks, and the barracks lifted right off. No, dude, he lifted off himself, you nub. Ah!
All right, Zerg, I think really starting to take a lead here. So many roaches are out. You can see macro hatcheries are being set up, and we even Hydralisk Den. That's not very impactful. We have 103 drones.
Again, 69 probes.
Ooh.
That is a pretty impressive drone count. I love to watch Zergs that like to go over 100 drones. He will get rid of some. Look, he's already making a lot of spine crawlers. That's a great way to play the matchup, Tasteless. Get a ton of spine crawlers after you have a sick economy before any Protoss timings actually come out.
Yeah, he's taking out the queen here. But, you know, oh, hold that thought. Oh, my God. Nidus Worm.
Nice Nidus, but Mana finding it
Oh
so
my
quickly.
God.
Will he
Is it
get
too
it
late?
down? Roaches want to come out, but only Zerglings popping out so far. And,
Wow, that was so close.
yeah, in fact, he could throw up another one right this second if he wanted to, but it looks like he's just fine with what he's got. He's afraid of more units rallying in. Smart move by Nerchio not to continue, but, I mean, it did alright. You know, he killed off a couple probes and 3 stalkers.
Well, the only problem now is that the Zerg's hand has been tipped as far as the Nidus Worm goes, which, is that? No, that's a Spire. There he is. There he is. There's that Nidus Worm butt. All right.
That's the butt.
That's the butt, man.
Well, it looks like the head is trying to come through, Tasteless. Watch out, but, well, there's obviously plenty of units there to take that out, and that is a dead Nidus.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to be hard to pop out a Nidus anywhere else because the Phoenixes are taking out units, or Overlords rather, all over the map, so it's a little bit trickier to try to sneak one out.
Now, Tasteless, I mean, this is getting pretty action-packed, so I have to ask you real quick, is a Nidus Worm like a Brontosaurus? Does it have a brain near its butt and its head?
It does.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Now we know. Now we know.
You're a Zerg paleontologist.
I am. All right, here he comes in here. Oh, every time I see he's going to come in there, he doesn't do it. Zerg's in a tough spot because these ground units are great, but as you can see, this ramp here on a map like Shikuras, you're not going to be able to do the damage you want to do. You're not going to be able to just walk in to a big battle like that.
You can't just walk into Mordor, Tasteless.
No, you cannot. So he needs to focus on getting drops. This is going to be the next location that Protoss is going to try to take, and he needs to be ready for that because right now, Zerg has been so far ahead for so long on bases, on upgrades, on just sheer army size that if he just seizes this opportunity correctly, he can win this game against Mana.
I agree with you fully, Tasteless. He's got a big bank right now. He's maxed out, but so is Mana. Mana waiting to max to move out. Very smart move. Should be taking out 4th behind this. I'm kind of questioning why he's not taking that top left while he's moving out. That'd be perfect timing. He's got to be careful. Well, this is going to come down to force fields. How Mana chooses to engage, and Nerchio's just going to have to play to that.
Well, yeah, there's so many spine crawlers out, and the Broodlord's coming out here too. I just don't know. I think this attack is going to result in a loss here. You see the Stalkers blinking onto the Broodlords, but guess what goes really well with Broodlords is spine crawlers right underneath them.
Yeah.
The Stalkers stuck against.
That was actually the one location where you don't want to attack into there. I mean, having roaches under him is great, but having spines as well was a perfect scenario for Nerchio, and as we see, a lot of Stalkers did fall for Mana, and he's continuing to make Colossus and switching over to a little bit of Void Rays, which can combo very nicely with Colossi, and obviously do kill Broodlords pretty quickly, but you have to be careful when you only have a few. They're not that impactful.
No, they really aren't. I think if I was Mana at this point in time, I would say there's no way I'm going to be able to actually kill the Zerg. Get an army over there and bust through them. I'm going to have to wait until the Zerg runs out of money.
Very true, Tasteless. Oh, nice Overseer
is there
coming
going to
down.
be a Nidus Worm?
It might be.
Could
That
it
would be a
be?
good move, especially in this brand new expansion warping in. There it is. Oh, very nice. Will Mana realize that and react in time? Or will we see a Nexus snipe, which is quite huge at this point? Mana will be down to mining about 2 bases if that Nexus gets sniped, and that's not something you can do against a 5-base Zerg.
All right, the roaches are out. And you can see he's going to attack over at this location here at the Nexus. Proton's starting to come up here to save the day, but meanwhile, that is a lot of Broodlords, a lot of Roaches, a lot of Hydras, Artosis.
Yes, it is. The Roaches kind of being sacrificed here and taking down that Nexus. A huge blue explosion. I hope you closed your eyes, because it was bright.
Well, he's lost that. I think now the Zerg's saying, well, I don't even know if I need to attack. I'm so far ahead. I could just stay back and get more ahead. The Broodlords, however, are pretty slow, so they can't retreat, especially not against Blink Stalkers, so they will have to engage here.
Indeed they will, and as long as he can take it on Stalker Stasis, it's going to be feel good. And look at that, another little Roach movement out to take out the third base of Mana, and if Mana loses that, Tasteless, then I think he's going to... wow, that was actually huge by Nerchio. Even though Mana has a lot of supplies, income is dropping to just about nothing. Look at that, Tasteless. 6, I don't even know math that well. It's like 6 or 7 times the income. It's a lot more, is what I'm trying to say. Nerchio slaughtering Mana off at the moment. And
here is Mana's... Oh, okay, there we go. Now they're moving. Mana's attempt to try to get back into the game. It would be great to take the Spire out, or especially the Greater Spire, which is actually guarded by Spine Crawlers because some of Nerchio is that good.
Well, it looks like it's been attacked before. That thing was almost dead already. And Nerchio does end up saving his Greater Spire, which, I mean, that's quite nice. What is Mana going to do from here? He's going to lose his Warp Prism. He's going to lose all those Zealots. Doesn't even have money for a Nexus yet. All those Zealots in that Warp Prism could have been 3 Nexuses, Tasteless.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that was a completely failed attempt at hurting Nerchio.
That was fail.
It was, Tasteless. We have 12 Broods. That's more than you almost ever see in this matchup. This is going to be a fearsome attack indeed. Psystorm is about to finish. Will it finish in time?
Even if it finishes in time, I mean, this Nexus is still not even up. He barely has an income. If he loses his army, he's not going to be able to remake it.
Well, Psystorm does finish, Tasteless. He should have enough energy on all of those. Those Broodlings wasting their life away, sitting on the couch watching Broodling television. Last second, try to have a nice time, and they die. And here we go. Psystorm's going off, but the Broodlords are actually split pretty well overall. I like the Corruptors mixed in to take out these Colossi, and look at that. That is way too many Broodlings, Tasteless.
Yeah, you can blink under them, but guess what? Broodlings are still pretty good. From here, he chases them, these Colossus all the way back into the main, and there are 33 Roaches on the way. That's it. GG.
Very good choice by Mana to GG with 33 more Roaches on the way, and Nerchio Tasteless taking the lead 2-1. Stay tuned because game number 4 is on the way.